Before we start this video, please subscribe and like, as it motivates us to make new videos. In this story, Giselle, who was once a troubled and angry individual, experiences a life-changing event when his sister Elena is brought back to life. Elena, who was once murdered, had haunted Giselle for years, and seeing her again brings mixed emotions: joy, confusion, and nostalgia. The siblings' relationship has been strained over time, especially because of Giselle's temper and insecurities, but Elena's return sparks a shift in Giselle's heart. After a conversation with Elena, Giselle reflects on past mistakes, particularly the guilt over not being there for her when she died. He now realizes that her death was a turning point in the downfall of their family and territory, Ferdium. Giselle decides to use his second chance to set things right, beginning with preventing Elena's death and protecting their land from further destruction. With a plan to stop the tragic events, Giselle begins to gather information on the past, including the betrayal that led to their family's downfall. He also reconnects with old loyal allies, such as Fergus, a knight who has always stood by his side. Giselle is determined to change the course of events and save his family, no longer the angry man he once was, but a more focused and resolute individual, even if it means confronting uncomfortable truths about his past. As the festival begins, Giselle's resolve strengthens. He knows he has limited time to act and set things right. This marks the beginning of his quest for redemption and a chance to rewrite the fate of his family and territory. Episode 6. You Won't Get Hit Twice, 2. Summary. In this episode, Giselle saves Fergus from a near-fatal incident, and they discuss his age-related health problems. Despite Fergus's insistence on protecting Giselle, Giselle convinces him to rest while he trains to become stronger. Giselle begins intense mana training in his personal training ground, which had been abandoned for some time. Reflecting on his past life as a mercenary, he regrets not utilizing such a place earlier. Giselle creates 3 cores in his body to channel mana, an unorthodox training method he developed from ancient books, though it comes with significant risks due to instability. Giselle plans to perfect this technique and become stronger, driven by his anger and desire for revenge, particularly against Aiden, a knight who defeated him in his previous life. While training, Giselle also spends time with Elena, who is adjusting to the changes in him. Despite some awkwardness, their bond improves. Giselle becomes suspicious about the upcoming festival, suspecting that enemies may be planning to target their family, especially with the absence of their main forces. He remains vigilant while still participating in the festival with Elena, who expresses excitement but is unaware of the looming danger. The episode ends with Elena's bodyguard, Jamal, inviting her to visit a mysterious location outside the festival, hinting at potential threats. Giselle becomes suspicious of Jamal, suspecting his involvement in the danger threatening their family. This episode takes an intense turn as Giselle's past and inner turmoil surface. The suspense is thick as we witness the betrayal of the knights and the chilling consequences of their actions. Jamal's true motives come to light, and the extent of his and Philip's involvement in the scheme becomes clearer. However, the middle-aged man, Frank, with his cold, calculating demeanor, adds a layer of danger to the situation. It's fascinating to see how the tension builds when Giselle's emotions begin to surface, revealing a side of her that had been previously hidden. Her reaction to the gruesome situation, especially the man's impending torture of Elena, triggers something deep within her, hinting at the possibility that she's far more capable and dangerous than anyone may have realized. Giselle's control over her mana and her overwhelming desire for revenge create a compelling, action-packed moment. The pacing feels like it's shifting towards a critical confrontation as Giselle finally unleashes her power, showing that her skills may be far beyond what her enemies anticipated. She's clearly been waiting for this moment, possibly for years, and the raw emotion makes her actions all the more impactful. This chapter reveals not only Giselle's emotional depth, but also the growing stakes in the story. The vivid description of the tension, her inner conflict, and the physical violence really make the narrative come alive. It will be interesting to see how this plays out. Giselle's transformation from a potentially vulnerable figure to someone who can take control of the situation shows her immense growth, and it looks like she's ready for much more than just survival.